Hey everyone, welcome back to Open Book Librarian. In this edition, I figured we would get to know a little bit more about Jack, who has been doing a lot of the youth services drawing videos for us on Saturdays. The latest one he did was for Star Wars Day, which is still today, so happy Star Wars Day to everybody. So I figured we'll get to know him a little bit first. So if you want to introduce yourself and tell us how long you've been doing art and anything about like your art process or things like that, go ahead and take away.
So my name is Jacinto Gonzalez, but people in America call me Jack because it's just easier to pronounce. I've been doing art on and off since I was a little kid. I think that's pretty much doodling and stuff like that. So my earliest memory of art is actually drawing Fred Flintstone back probably in kindergarten.
Oh, okay. So actually, that answers number one. My first question for you was, how long have you been an artist for? And then I think that counts, right? When you used to be a kid and you just used to doodle and sketch and things like that. Do you remember like your first real drawing where you were like, do you remember what characters that was or?
So the one thing that they did a lot in my grammar school was that people were drawing a lot of comic books. I found out there was a comic book shop by my house, and the first book that I picked up was actually Spawn. So that was like the first big thing that I was really proud of. I remember drawing Spawn, a bunch of skulls underneath him. It was pretty dark. I was really young, and I didn't know the significance of Spawn. Like, when you're a kid, you just look at the cool drawings.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was like the first big drawing. Before that, I used to love drawing Bugs Bunny. I used to love drawing the Flintstones, the Jetsons, like a lot of cartoons. But like the one that I remember putting a lot of time into was that Spawn one.
Oh, Spawn, yeah. I think it was just the colors, the saturation of the colors in those covers, and then like his cape was always big and flowing. It kind of just caught your eye. I remember it catching my eye when I used to be small and going to a comic book shop too. It was just one of those characters.
Classic 90s.
Yeah, definitely classic 90s. All right. Number two, you've been helping a lot with me with the library and these services. We thank you a lot for doing that. So I really, really appreciate it. I forgot to mention, you are my husband. So I am married to Mr. Jack that has been doing it. So doing our art project. And I really appreciate it. Everybody at the library appreciates it. But my question was to you, you have been getting a lot of great responses from a lot of parents, some of our friends too, that didn't know you actually broke down art and like the drawings and how to do it. Did you ever consider being a teacher?
Actually, that was one of the things I wanted to be, was actually a teacher. Not for art, it was for history. I actually wanted to be a history teacher. I love history, and so that was one thing that I wanted to do a lot. It just never really panned out that way.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just, I don't know. I like teaching. I don't know about a good art teacher. I've been getting a lot of feedback from it, and most of it is positive. But I just pretty much, just when I'm talking, I tell them things that I wish I would have heard when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I think when we're a kid, even when we're just artists, we're so hard on ourselves. We don't want to make mistakes, but it's actually the mistakes that teach us.
Exactly.
If we draw the art that we love, and we're never really going to grow from it. It's the times that you actually mess up that you're like, well, why didn't I like it? And then you start breaking it down, and you realize what you can grow with.
That's a really good point. Like one of our feedbacks we had was that one of the kids' parents that I knew told us that their kid always makes mistakes and didn't know it was okay. And knowing that it's okay made her feel better about her art. So we really appreciate that feedback we got from that. Speaking about teachers, number three would be, do you have a favorite teacher growing up? Anybody that sticks out to you? And why? Really quick on that one.
I can't think of his name. He was my third grade teacher. He was really, really cool with me. I wish I could think of his name. But yeah, he was just a grammar school teacher. It sucks because it was a while back that I started thinking about him,
mm-hmm.
and it was just the way that he was able to break down lessons and try to make sure everybody was up to date. And then when it comes to art, Ms. Sosa from grammar school, I always thought I annoyed her because I was always thinking outside the box, and I would like quick story. Thanksgiving we had to draw pilgrims, and I decided I didn't want to draw pilgrims, so I did an Indian. I should say Native American, but at that time, it was pilgrims and Indians. But yeah, and she was so upset at me. At least I thought she was upset at me, and she told me like, "That's not the lesson. That's not the lesson." And then when I graduated from 8th grade, I actually won the award for art, and I wasn't the best artist. There was other kids that were better, but she told me that the reason why she gave it to me is because art is not about who can draw a face better, but who could actually make other people think. And she brought that up. She's like, she went home and she said, well, why couldn't they do a Native American? Why was this lesson plan just for pilgrims?
You made her think, even though she was a teacher.
Yeah, she said every time she gave us a lesson, I always used to like push the boundaries, and it made her think about art in a different way. And she appreciated that, and I appreciated the fact that she gave me a pen. I think my mom still has it. It's a little art pen, and I was so proud of it because, like I said, I wasn't the best artist. There's other kids that could draw the hell out of X-Men and like all those popular characters. But yeah, I always, I mean, even when we met in high school, I was always pushing.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Would you consider working at a library?
I actually want to work at a library. I'm graduating this year, and I'm hoping to move out of working at the Field Museum and actually getting a library job.
Cool. Okay. So this is kind of quicker ones. Favorite comic book artist?
Favorite comic book artist?
I was about to say Rob Liefeld.
Well, Mike Mignola.
Mike Mignola did Hellboy, for guys. If you guys don't know that, he did Hellboy.
Yeah, Mike Mignola did Hellboy. Michael Allred did Madman. Jamie Hewlett, he does Tank Girl. Doug Tenapple, even though I don't really like him as a person, I love his stories. And
we did Ghostopolis, that was supposed to be made into a movie. They were talking about it, something with Hugh Jackman involved with that one, but I'm not sure if that got scrapped.
I haven't heard anything from it, so I don't know. But yeah, he did Ghostopolis.
What about the guy that did Bones? Well, the guy that did Bones, the comic book?
Oh, for a second, yeah.
But you like that one too. Bones is a really, really good, what was it? Would it be young adult? Juvenile? Yeah, Juvenile.
Yeah, I gotta think his name, because I actually met him. I feel bad.
It's okay. Next one. Smith. Next question.
He's Smith. I know his last name is Smith.
He's Smith.
No, and David Patterson from Mouse Guard. I love his art.
Mouse Guard, Toad and Frog and Toad, right?
Yep.
Okay. Favorite animated movie? Just give me one.
Akira.
Okay. Yeah, that's a really good one. That's a Japanese style animated movie for anybody that's wondering. If you could have worked on one animated movie, what would it have been?
Anything with Miyazaki, because I would like. He's a wealth of knowledge when it comes to animation, and he's so strict that if you don't do it his way, he's going to tell you why you're messing up. But I would have loved to work on something like that.
And for those who don't know Miyazaki, me and Ms. Kalias talked about him last time. We talked about My Neighbor Totoro, Spirited Away, Castle in the Sky, Ponyo, all those Disney brought over movies from his studio are all Miyazaki films. So it's funny that you and Ms. Kalia both picked some Studio Ghibli movies. If you could meet one famous person, who would you like to meet?
Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah. Guillermo del Toro, if you guys don't know, he produced the first 2 Hellboy movies. He also did Pan's Labyrinth, which is a Spanish-speaking film that's dubbed over, has subtitles. He also did Shape of Water. Was it Mimic?
Yeah.
He did Kronos. I think that's it, right?
Yeah, he's
Devil's Backbone.
Devil's Backbone.
Devil's Backbone. Crimson Peak. He did the Strain TV series, and he did Troll Hunters, which is on Netflix.
Troll Hunters on Netflix.
Yeah, so that's an animated one too that he's done. I plugged a whole bunch of Guillermo del Toro movies right now, but you guys should check them out. Especially Troll Hunters is a really good animated series, family friendly. Definitely see that one. And lastly, last question: is if you could do anything right now, what would you want to do since we're at stay at home?
Actually worked on an animated film. I would like to. Right now, I'm trying to learn the techniques that like great animators like Max Fleischer and Tex Avery and Chuck Jones and Walt Disney and iWorks and Don Bluth have worked on. And I would like to. I would even just animate a tree. I would be happy if the studio would just let me animate
This little
tree.
tree just waving.
Yeah, I would like to work on a feature film or even an independent film if there's just independent studio out there. Yeah, no, I would like to work in an animated film.
Okay. Yeah, you wrapped up 10 questions and we're just reaching about 10 minutes. I want to let you guys know that Miss Kalia and Mr. Jack here are going to be here at the library on Facebook. We'll be doing a live Zoom meeting. So if you guys have any questions, they're going to be doing live sketching and drawing, and you guys can come in and ask any questions you have about art or the medium or what they like. Just pick their brains. But any last thoughts on anything for the artists, young artists that are out there that you would have told yourself?
No, just keep on doing what you're doing and don't be so hard on yourself, and realize that right now you're doing art for yourself. So it's okay to not be where you want to be. Never compare yourself with somebody else because you're only going to be going after yourself. You just want to be better than your art should be better than what it was a year ago. So you should just like,
Personal goals.
Yeah, just compare with yourself. Don't ever try to compare with somebody else because you don't know how much time they put into their drawings. And if you want to get better, it's just draw more. Draw 100 pictures, and after you draw 100 pictures, draw 100 more. That's the only way you'll get better.
Practice makes perfect. Music and art. All right, thank you, Mr. Jack, for coming in and doing the Open Book Librarian series with us. We appreciate you. All right, take care. See ya.
All right. Bye.